Hello and welcome to Championship Predictions Game Week 44. After Luton's win at Derby, after Burnley and Leeds basically closing promotion, the season is almost done. So let's dive straight into Game Week 44 predictions. And the first game is Cardiff City taking on Oxford United. Cardiff City losing to Sheffield United last time out at Bramall Lane. Big result for Sheffield United. But Cardiff, Omer Reza has now left Cardiff City or has been sacked, and they are leaving Aaron Ramsey in caretaker charge until the end of the season. Oxford, in an unlucky loss against Leeds United, probably deserved a draw out of that one, but they'll be fine this season. Cardiff need to win this at the Cardiff City Stadium. They are only 1 point from safety behind Derby and Luton, and there's a bit of a gap, 3-point gap to Hull, and then another 3-point gap up to Oxford. So you think if Cardiff win this, do they drag Oxford into it? Absolutely, yes, they do, but Oxford is still taking a miracle for them to go down this season. So overall, I think Cardiff, Gary Rowett under Oxford, a tough side to beat, but I'm going to back Cardiff in this one, just about. I'm going to go Cardiff City 1, Oxford United 0 in this one. And Cardiff need a result, and I think they're going to get it. I think they'll get over the line and just about beat Oxford, even though Gary Rowett is a very stubborn manager and loves a draw. Next is Ruben Tellez' Hull taking on Paul Heckingbottom and Preston. A bit of a mid-table clash this that are just starting to flirt with relegation, but Hull still definitely could go down. Only 2 points above the drop, and definitely after that loss to Swansea, are definitely feeling the effects of the pressure at the bottom of the Sky Bet Championship. Preston back-to-back losses against Leeds and QPR in that one. Hull of these have got so many injuries, both sides have so many injuries. Louis Barry's injured till early May, and might have just kept Hull up even if he was starting. So yeah, really unlucky for Hull City. They've still got decent players such as João Pedro for a good goal scorer, and Johan Gelhardt from Leeds United, of course. But Preston, I think they're really tough opposition. Paul Heckingbottom since he came in mid-season, and I'm gonna back a 1-1 draw in this one. I think Hull I just don't think they'll have enough quality. Preston seem to be a very tough opposition under Paul Heckingbottom. They're well drilled and good defensively and solid. So yeah, I'm going back a 1-1. Hull to draw 1-1 here with Preston North End. Leeds take on Stoke now at Ellen Road, and Leeds, if they win this, they are up, I think. And if Burnley win at against Sheffield United later on in the evening, Leeds are promoted. But they come up against a Stoke side that have won their last 2 games under Mark Roberts after beating Cardiff and Sheffield Wednesday, and Leeds winning 3 of the bouts against Middlesbrough, Preston and Oxford, and they've recovered from that little dip in form where Meslier was making all the mistakes. That is good for Leeds United. Caldalo seems to be doing a lot better job than Ilan Meslier, and maybe they'll be looking to sell him in the summer. Leeds have Pascal Struijk is out injured, as so is Joe Rathwell, but they've still got people like Piru, who scored 15 goals, got 6 assists this season, ridiculous. Willie Donto, Brendan Aronson, all got combined goals of 25 this season, and Tanaka in midfield is also very good. Jaden Bogle gets 6 goals from that in the right back position. Stoke, I think get a point here, they're safe. I think they're already safe anyway. They won't go down with the points they have at the moment. That's why I'm going back Leeds to win this. I'll go back Leeds to win by 3 goals to 0. And Stoke pretty much safe, and Leeds will secure promotion in this game and get promoted back to the Premier League. So yeah, I'm going Leeds 3, Stoke 0. Yet another big game affecting the playoff race and the relegation race as Luton take on Bristol City. Bristol City look like they are going to get in the playoffs now, considering they are they are around 4 points clear, but a loss here, they just need another win to secure it, don't they? Bristol City beaten Sunderland last time out on Good Friday, didn't they? So need to get a result here just to confirm that playoff spot against Luton on Monday. But the problem is that Luton Town are very, very tough to beat at the moment. Beating Derby, very good away result at John Eustace's side there at Pride Park, getting a good, nice 1-0 away win. This could be any score. Luton can be decent at home. I think I'm good about Luton to win this, just because I think they have enough fighting grit in them under Matt Bloomfield, and they have enough quality with like Carlton Morris to Heath Jong if he starts. Nick Campbell, I think he still plays. Asgard and Clark up front. So yeah, I'm going to back Luton to win this 1-0. I think it'd be scrappy at the Kenny. I think the crowd will be onto the bid, make it intimidating for Bristol City. So yeah, I think Luton will get the job done in this one and beat Bristol City by a goal to 0 and maybe put Bristol City playoff hopes at slight risk. Millwall take on Norwich now, and Millwall's hopes took a bit of a playoff hopes took a bit of a dent away at Blackburn by losing 4-1. I'm not sure how you lose 4-1 to Blackburn with the form they've been in recently. It's not been great. They're still 6 points off the playoffs. I mean, they've got to hope Coventry lose to Plymouth, which could happen this weekend, but it's very unlikely that it will. But they could get home park bounty. Count Plymouth Argyle, but. Norwich mid-table, they're in the Championship. They are confirmed to be in the 6th of the Championship next season. Millwall, I mean, still got an outside chance of the playoffs under Alex Neil. Maybe if they started the season with Alex Neil, they could definitely get in those playoff places. But I just can't see it now, unfortunately, for Millwall. But yeah, I think they will beat. Can they beat Norwich? I mean, Norwich got nothing to play for now, as they are confirmed in the Championship for next season. So, yeah, I'm going to back Millwall just because Norwich got nothing to play for. I think it'll be tight, but I think Millwall will just get over the line a bit. I think they'll make it scrappy. Norwich will make it scrappy for them, but I'm going to back Millwall in this one 2-1. And Alex Neil side get another win under their belt. And maybe Ivanovic, she's been brilliant. Josh Coburn and Ivanovic, brilliant partnership since Alex Neil's come in. And they know what they're doing. So, yeah, I'm going back Millwall to beat Norwich here 2-1. And Josh Sargent still needs to get that golden boot, doesn't he, to score those goals for Norwich. Plymouth take on Coventry now at home park. A big game for Plymouth Argyle because if they don't win this, it's going to be pretty much relegation, and it is going to be confirmed in that one for Plymouth. Coventry travel here, 3 points. They're still in a bit of a playoff race, and if they lose this, then they could definitely be in a lot of bother if they did lose this Coventry City, but they should be beating West Bromwich Albion 2-0 last time out. Still 6 points clear of the likes of Millwall and West Brom, and 7 points clear of Blackburn Rovers in 10th. So, yeah, I think Coventry should be alright. They should be okay to get in the playoffs, and then they would probably play Sheffield United in those playoff places, who were looking good to go up this season in the top 2, but that just hasn't happened now. It's looking like Leeds and Burnley. This one, I can see Coventry dropping points because I think Plymouth, it's going to be one of their last games in the Championship at home park. It'll probably be a sellout. They need the fans there to Plymouth. And I'm going to back Plymouth to get something here. I think it'll be another 2-2. I think home park, I just think it's just absolute mental sometimes, this place. I think they could create an atmosphere and maybe even try to stay up, maybe. But I'm going to back a draw. I think that might be the nail in the coffin. I'm going Plymouth 2, Coventry 2 in this one. And a bit disappointing for Frank Lampard as Coventry drop a couple of points away at Plymouth. Portsmouth take on Watford now. Watford are also confirmed for next season's Championship, which will be interesting. Portsmouth just getting that involved in that thriller away at Norwich for them, beating them by 5-3. Absolutely crazy result there. Colby Bishop grabbing a hat-trick in that one for Pompey. They're pretty much safe now. It looks like we could get Southampton versus Portsmouth next season. Portsmouth just need another point or two, and they are safe in the Sky Bet Championship for another year. Brilliant job that John Massino has done this season. Watford losing back-to-back games but against Burnley and West Brom, but they're not really fussed about that. They're staying in the Championship for another year under Tom Cleverley. Will he keep his job? Who knows? They might sack him in the summer. Pompey have got a good record at home. I mean, they're beating Norwich and Wage. I mean, the Derby game was a bit unfortunate for them. Beat Blackburn at home recently. Colby Bishop scoring goals for fun, so is Josh Murphy. So I'm going to back Pompey to win this because they're at home and their home form is very good under John Massino. So backing Pompey to win this 3-1 at home. I think they're very goal heavy at the moment, scored 2 against Derby, then 5 against Norwich, didn't they? So yeah, I'll go back Pompey to win this 3-1 over Watford, as Watford and Tom Cleverley have nothing to play for, and the pressure mounts on him. QPR take on Swansea now in a bit of a mid-table clash. Both sides in decent form at the moment. Swansea back-to-back 1-0 wins away at Sunderland and at home to Hull. Both scrappy results for Swansea City and their caretaker boss. I forgot his name. But yeah, Swansea in decent form. QPR beating Preston last time out, so that was decent for them under Martin Cifuentes. I don't think they're really going to be going anywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if QPR went on a bit of a losing run next season. Cifuentes would lose his job, but Alan Sheehan, Swansea, will he get the job full-time? I doubt it. Swansea is still looking for a brand new coach. I feel like it might be like the Sunderland saga next season. Could they even push for playoffs next season, Swansea City? This is going to be boring, though. This is going to be a horrible game. I said Preston QPR would be 0-0, ended up being 2-1 to Queen's Park Rangers. This will have goals in it, in my opinion. I think Only the one though. I think it's going to be a go. I'm going to back Swansea for another 1-0 away win. I just don't think QPR will be up for this as much as I think, but Swansea and QPR basically confirmed in the Championship next season. But I'm going to bet the Swans to win this by 1-0 over Queen's Park Rangers and get a big win away at Loftus Road, even though it probably doesn't matter, but it just helps their fans out. Sheffield Wednesday take on Middlesbrough at Hillsborough. Middlesbrough at Hillsborough, that rhymes. Middlesbrough still trying to get the playoffs. They are currently, well, they're 6 points off. 4 points off Bristol City and 3 points off Coventry, and Coventry take on Middlesbrough on the last day of the season. How that could be so crucial, that game at the end of the season. Middlesbrough need to get a win here though. Danny Royal's side aren't in the best of form, so it's probably the perfect time to play Sheffield Wednesday at the moment because they are not playing for anything. They are in the Championship next season. Danny Royal's probably going to leave and they're probably going to be in a relegation scrap next season. But yeah, I think this will be a bit of a tight result, but I think Sheffield Wednesday will go for it, but I think Middlesbrough have enough quality in this one. They've got most of their injuries back. They've got Hayden Hackney, Finn Azaz, Tommy Conway from Bristol City, haven't they, in the summer? Don't forget, they've got a brilliant team. Ealing Junior, Dyke, still brilliant fullbacks for this division, some of the best in the division. I'm going to back Middlesbrough to win this 2-0 away from home because they've got something to play for. They need to get in the playoffs, and Sheffield Wednesday don't. The pressure could get to them, though. On the other hand, Sheffield Wednesday could win this match. But I'm going to back Borough to win this 2-0 and get the job done with Michael Carrick, and maybe they could get into those playoffs now. Sunderland take on Blackburn at the Stadium of Light. Blackburn with their outside shot on the playoffs, just a 7 points off for them after their back-to-back wins over Luton and Millwall, absolutely thrashing Millwall to pieces by 4 goals to 1. Has Valérien and Ishmael finally arrived at Blackburn Rovers? I can see they were looking at Wayne Rooney, weren't they? Which would have been an absolutely stupid appointment, because he's a PR man and not a coach. He's more of a pundit. Sunderland back-to-back losses, and even momentum going into those playoffs. I said it week on week that you just can't keep losing going into the playoffs. Losing to Swansea and Bristol City, back-to-back losses for them. I really cannot see Sunderland going up this season, and unless they seem to turn it around in these last 2 game weeks and maybe win them. Blackburn in not very good. They weren't in good form. Valérien Ishmael wasn't winning a game until their back-to-back wins away. 7 points off the playoffs, probably can't make it, and now they'd have to win every single game. They're going to have to beat Sunderland, but they did beat Sunderland like 5-1 here last season, so yeah, that could happen. Then Watford at home and Sheffield United away. It is possible for Blackburn, but I very much doubt it. I'm going to back a 1-1 draw here. I just think Sunderland in a bit of poor form. Blackburn just trying to hit back here and with them back-to-back wins. So yeah, I'm going to back a draw. I'm going to back a draw for Valérien Ishmael and his men. And Reggie Libri will be another unhappy man as Sunderland draw at home to Blackburn 1-1. And another game that involves the playoff race and the relegation race as West Brom and Tony Mowbray take on John Eustace and Derby County. Derby losing at home to Luton, real bummer of a result for them. John Eustace, I saw him smiling on the telly when they were 1-0 down. Not sure why he was doing that, but yeah, Coventry City beating West Bromwich Albion last time out by 2 goals to 0. West Brom beating Watford before that. Slim hopes for West Brom, 6 points off the playoffs. They just need Coventry or Bristol City to just slip up on this Easter Monday, which could definitely happen. It's not out of the realms of possibility because Plymouth take on Coventry and Bristol City take on Luton. So yeah, it's all happening down in the playoffs, and at the bottom they like playing each other towards the end of the season. So yeah, I'm going to back West Brom and Tony Mowbray. I just think they'll have a bit more quality. And John Eustace likes to keep it tight and usually does have a good record against West Brom. But I'll go back West Brom to win this 1-0. I think it'll be scrappy. But yeah, Tony Mowbray and West Brom get the result over the line in the end. And the big game now at the top of the Championship is Burnley against Sheffield United. Burnley win, they're up. Sheffield United win, the gap closes to 2 points. And we get an absolute thriller towards the end of the season. Burnley winning back-to-back games over against Norwich and Watford, 2 mid-table sides are really fighting for anything this season. Sheffield United beat Cardiff. They had to win that, otherwise they basically would have promoted Leeds and Burnley with themselves. I could see this being a bit of a scrappy game, a bit of a cagey game. They both cancel each other out. And I could definitely see that happening here. Burnley, it's a bit, I don't know. I just don't see how they get, I don't know. They might just play for a draw in this one, play for a 0-0. That's what they like to do. This game is on ITV, so you can watch it. Earlier in the season, Burnley won this 2-0. Sheffield United can close the gap to 2 points, as I previously stated. They've got Harbour. They've got... I don't know what I'm going to go for in this one. They've got the likes of Harbour, Brewster, Campbell. Burnley have Trafford in net. They have very good defence. Zia Fleming, Jane and Anthony, Marcus Edwards, who is too good for this division. But all this build-up, I'm going back a 0-0 because Burnley love a 0-0 and they have been scoring frequently the last few games. But Sheffield United, Scott Parker want to play for a draw. He'll try and frustrate Chris Wilder. Can see that happening here. And I'm going Burnley 0, Sheffield United 0 in this one, and a very, very boring draw for the two sides. And I think all the big build-up will be halted with a 0-0 draw. So yeah, Burnley 0, Sheffield United 0. Thank you for watching League Championship predictions, Game Week 44. If you did like the video, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Over 96% of you aren't subscribed, so if you do like what you see, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a like. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you on the next one.